Hey everyone, I hope you're having a great day. I'm very excited to sit down with you and just hang out and apply some makeup today. I have a bunch of things from Ulta that I got during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty, and also one non-Ulta item. I picked up one of the new liquid eyeshadows from Eldridge, and I thought we could try it all together today. I went to a local coffee shop and got myself a plain latte. Lately, I've been able to wean myself off of the sugary drinks, and I'm just down to now regular lattes. I'm making progress with it when it comes to coffee and cutting out the sugar. So as far as priming my face, I'm just wearing my LaRoche Posay sunscreen. I'm trying out a new foundation and I wanted to try it just over sunscreen. So this is the Erborian BB cream. It's just Steph really likes this, and since this is almost always on sale during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty, I'm like, I finally just need to try this. I picked up the lightest shade, the shade Clair. This is supposed to have a baby skin effect. It's supposed to give a non-oily velvety finish to create a perfect-like finish. I love the way K-Beauty describes their products. I do not know how much to use. I'm just gonna put like a pea-sized amount on the back of my hand and start from there. It does have a little bit of a scent, well, more than a little bit of a scent actually. I feel like it's fairly scented, which is not surprising because I used to always wear the Misha BB cream and that one is scented too. So maybe that's like a K-Beauty thing to scent their BB creams. Looks like the shade will work out. So while I'm blending this in, I have to tell you about my necklace. Isn't it pretty? So actually a lovely subscriber sent it to me. I was so just surprised. She actually reached out and asked if I would like to pick something from her Etsy store. I was like, well, yes, I would. So this is the one that I chose. Most of the items in her Etsy store were like real stone, which I'm a big fan of, but I was really drawn to this green kind of glass bead necklace. I've been kind of paying attention to how it feels to see if it feels heavy or scratchy, and I actually don't even really feel it on my skin. Anyway, so she sent me the one that I picked, and then she surprised me and she sent me another one, and these are all natural pearls, which, oh, that's my favorite. Anyway, I had to tell you, I think that they're so pretty. I'm gonna put a link to her Etsy store in the description box, and she even offered to give me a discount code for you guys. So I'm gonna put that in the description box as well. Thank you again, Karen. It's so pretty, I love it. So far it's actually blending in really nice. I'm gonna try and add a little bit more. I was traveling for the past week and it never fails. I always break out horribly when I travel. It's from eating a lot of junk food, not getting enough sleep, probably not doing as good with my skincare routine as I should. Like it all comes together and makes me break out. So anyway, I try and build up the coverage a little bit here. So far it's looking very natural skin-like, very pretty. I wouldn't say it has the same amount of coverage as the Misha BB cream. That actually has really good coverage. This is a little bit more on the light side, but I can still see that it is doing some covering, but you can see that I still have some blemishes poking through. I'm just gonna maybe go after those with concealer, but I don't want to add any more foundation. Yeah, I'm actually really liking how it looks. It's settling down and kind of like a satin finish. It's not oily. Very nice. I'm gonna use some of the Becca under eye corrector. I should say Smashbox now, since Smashbox owns this. I really feel like I need some brightening around my eyes today, so do this, just apply this with my fingers. And then for the blemishes, I'm gonna take some of my NARS Soft Matte concealer. I use the shade 2, Vanilla, and I'm just gonna try and pinpoint cover those spots. All right, I didn't go like completely full coverage with the concealer, but you know, I don't like to go too much. I could probably do a little bit more blending. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it for now. I might come back to that. But I picked up another of the Benefit Gimme Brow. This is the tinted one in shade 4.5. I actually haven't had this in my stash for a long time, and I've always told myself that this was my favorite, and I'm ready to like confirm that it's my favorite. Ooh, already. I just love how small the brush is. I always never know though which shade to get. 4.5 seems to be a very good shade. Oh my goodness, yes, this is my favorite. I just love how easy to control this tiny little brush is and how it doesn't lay down too much pigment. Okay, I was able to restrain myself and I did not buy a new bronzer, so I'm gonna use a bronzer that was just in my stash. This is the Physicians Formula Mineral Wear Diamond Bronzer. This is a cream bronzer, like it's not marketed as a cream, but it is, and there's only 2 shades. I have the lighter one called Bronze Gem. This is delightful. Quite balmy, not too pigmented. Feels so good to put on makeup again. On this trip, it was a work trip in which I just wasn't wearing makeup. I was like helping my husband deliver and set up furniture. So, you know, I wasn't wearing much makeup and it feels so good to come home and put makeup on again. I did not, however, do so well with blush. So I have 3 blushes to choose from. I picked up a full-size shade of the RMS Beauty Red Blush, the shade Beloved. Look at how pretty that is. Now you can see I have swatched it. When I first opened it, it was kind of near the heater in my room and it was like really like oily on top. So I was trying to like blot the oil. Otherwise it seems really, really sheer. I don't know if it's from having all that oil on top or if it's just the way that it is. See, I feel like it's supposed to be more pigmented than that. But anyway, let me give you a swatch. That is Beloved. And I finally picked up one of these. This was on sale. So, you know, I've been wanting to try this forever from Benefit. This is the Flora tint. This is the Desert Rose Tinted Lip and Cheek Stain, which I thought sounded beautiful. So here is Flora tint. Oh my gosh, I admit, I really want to try that. And also something that was 50% off was this blush from IT Cosmetics. This is the Glow with Confidence Sun Blush. I had a very difficult time picking a shade. All the shades looked so beautiful. I ended up picking one of the lighter shades, although I kind of wish I went with a deeper one. Anyway, this is the shade Sunlit. And I have not even tried to like feel this yet. Ooh, it feels like a nice balmy cream. And this is the shade Sunlit. Ooh, very, very pretty. I think today I want to try the one from Benefit. This is the Flora tint again. So again, I don't know how much to use of this. No idea, but I'll just try that much. Oh, it's so pretty. And again, I like to kind of blend that up under my eye right there to make it look more natural. Kind of blend it up to the side of my nose. Actually, I think that's beautiful. That is so pretty. Yeah, like I know that this is kind of like a classic product. I haven't tried the original Benetint, but if it's the same formula as this is beautiful. And since it's a stain, I imagine it will last all day. Obviously, I will update you about that in an upcoming review video. And you know what I just realized? I didn't get anything for my lips. So I'm gonna try this on my lips. It is a lip tint. Just quick remove my lip balm. I really like it. It's actually more of a creamy lip stain, which is my favorite formula that I have ever tried. There used to be one from the Baume that I really liked that was a creamy lip stain, but this is quite similar. And am I right about that color? Like, I love it. With the cream blush, I probably don't need highlighter, but I want to anyway. And I didn't buy new ones. I'm just gonna use one for my Shop My Stash. I have my Chanel balm here. This is the shade Sculpting. I'm not gonna add too much. This is actually very wet looking, so I'm just gonna add just a little, just a little bit of extra. Okay, so now for this Lisa Eldridge tint. Now, let me tell you exactly what this is called. This is the Liquid Silk Liquid Eyeshadow. Now, I picked up the shade Ione, or I hope that's how it's pronounced. Looks like that. That's Ione, right? Anyway, this shade is actually kind of cool. It might not go so well with my warm lips and cheeks, but whoa. Look how prettily it blends out. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily go, but I'm gonna try it anyway. Something else I'm trying for the first time is this brush from Rare Beauty. Someone gave this to me. This is actually one of the liquid eyeshadow brushes. I always wanted to try this, so I'm excited to try it with this. So first so I'm just gonna like paint a little bit on and gently blend. I might have used a little bit much, but it blended out very, very easily. And that is an everyday color, even though it doesn't necessarily go with this look. The color is very everyday. I'm very happy with that color. So I just want to try it with my fingers on this side. Like, I don't think it could possibly blend easier. It's very, very nice. I feel like I got that a little bit more messy than when I was using the brush, but it still looks okay. It feels completely set down, but it doesn't look crackly or anything. It's a very, very pretty formula. The last thing from my Ulta haul was the Lancome Lash Idole mascara. This has been around forever and ever, And one of my favorite makeup artists to watch, Andrea Ali, really likes this. I know she's not the only one. This is very popular. Now, I have tried this a couple of times before this video, and I'm disappointed to tell you that it's actually fabulous. I'm disappointed because this is like a $30 mascara. It was 50% off during the sale, so I got it for $15, which is about the same, or is the same as a L'Oreal mascara, so it was a great deal. But it's always a bummer to find something that's very expensive that is really, really good. One of the first things I noticed about it is how it glides on. It actually reminds me of the Revlon So Fierce mascara that I just tried in that way. Like, it feels like it has like really nice waxes or something in it to make it just glide onto your lashes so perfectly. But look, I barely started, and you can tell how it's instantly separating and making the lashes very fluffy. Look at that. That's great. And after wearing it for a couple of days now, I can tell you that it actually wears really well as well. So that is always the thing. I've tried so many mascaras that look amazing, but then flake like crazy. This one doesn't. I maintain a list with links of my favorite mascaras in my Shop My account. I always like link my favorites down in the description box. This might end up going on that list. All right, I got some on my eyelid, but I'll get that off in just a second. I feel like I need to add some powder. I'm just gonna use my pressed No7 powder that I'm very proud because I finally have a pan in it. I feel like I've shown it in like 3 videos now, but I can't help it. I'm so proud. Ooh, I'm cleaning off my hand, and look at that tint doesn't want to come off, so it's gonna stay all day. I'm looking forward to seeing that in action. Okay, so this is just a first impression video. As always, I will come back and let you know more. So far though, I'm really liking this, even though it is a little bit lighter coverage than I was expecting. I really like the finish. It's very natural looking, even though I did have to add powder. That's just, I think, because my room is warm and I was using a lot of cream products. But this really does have more a natural finish, so I'm very intrigued, very much so. I mean, I kind of knew, I already knew that I liked the Gimme Brow, but it was very nice to use it again. It's very nice. I really like the Flora Tint Desert Rose shade from Benefit, both on my cheeks and on my lips. I might have found a new obsession. I might want all the shades. And this beautiful liquid eyeshadow, gotta be honest, that's very delightful. It's very smooth, and I can't wait to try it some more. I'll try it too as a base with eyeshadows on top of it. And the mascara, I mean, come on. Beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you have a wonderful day. I'll see you again very soon in the next one. Bye.